In this video, we are going to explore Python scope and the LEGB rule. This is essential for understanding how Python resolves variable names and avoids naming conflicts. Scope determines where in your program a variable can be accessed or modified. Variables defined in one scope might not be visible in other scopes. Python uses lexical scoping, which is based on the structure of the source code itself. Understanding scope is crucial for writing clean and maintainable code. Python uses a rule called LEGB to determine the order in which it searches for variable names. LEGB stands for local, enclosing, global, and built-in. Let's break down each part of the LEGB rule. Local refers to names defined within a function or lambda expression. Enclosing refers to names in the local scope of any enclosing functions, searching from inner to outer. Global refers to names defined at the top level of a module, or explicitly declared using the global keyword. Built-in refers to names pre-assigned in Python's built-in names module, such as print and length. Variables defined inside a function are in the local scope. They can only be accessed within that function. Once the function completes its execution, all the local variables are destroyed. Here is an example. We define a function called calculateSum, which takes two arguments, a and b. Inside the function, we define a local variable x, which is equal to a plus b. We then return x. If we try to access x outside the function, it will result in an error. Local variables have the highest priority in the LEGB rule. The enclosing scope refers to variables defined in the outer functions that contain nested functions. Inner functions can access variables from their enclosing functions. This concept forms the foundation for closures in Python. Consider this example. We define an outer function. Inside it, we define a variable x and assign it a value of 10. Then we define an inner function. This inner function prints the value of x. When we call the outer function, it also calls the inner function, which successfully accesses and prints x's value from the enclosing scope. Enclosing scope is checked after local scope, but before global scope in the LEGB rule. Variables defined at the top level of a module are in the global scope. These variables are accessible from any part of the module. Use the global keyword to modify a global variable from within a function. Here is an example. We define a global variable called counter and initialize it to 0. Then we define a function called increment. Inside this function, we use the keyword global to indicate that we want to modify the global variable counter. Each time we call the increment function, it increases the global counter by 1. It's important to note that excessive use of global variables can make code harder to debug and maintain. The built-in scope contains names that are predefined in Python. These are always available in any Python program without any imports. Python searches here last in the LEGB rule. Some of the most commonly used built-in functions in Python are print, which outputs text to the console. Length, which returns the length of an object. Range, which creates a sequence of numbers. Input, which reads user input. String, integer, and float, which are type conversion functions. Minimum, maximum, and sum, which are common math operations. It is advisable to avoid redefining built-in names like list, dictionary, or sum, as it can lead to unexpected behavior. The nonlocal keyword is used to modify variables in an enclosing, but non-global scope. It allows inner functions to modify variables from outer functions. This is essential for creating closures and function factories in Python. Unlike global, nonlocal can only be used for variables in enclosing function scopes, not for global variables. Understanding scope and the LEGB rule is crucial for writing clean, maintainable, and bug-free Python code. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.